Hey, I'm Jay, and I am an animator and artist here on YouTube, making content to grow my portfolio and practicing my craft. Now, of course, you have seen the title of this video, and we both know why you're here. For those of you who do not know what's going on, let me fill you in on some context. Lately, many people have been speaking out on a new policy that this platform will be implementing on August 13th, 2025, and it has to do with AI and age restricting content from users. And it has caused a large amount of controversy to where YouTubers with millions and millions of followers call this out, and even the same multiple small creators with just over or under 1,000 followers. Long story short, this policy has caused a lot of controversy in the YouTube community, so I thought I would also share my thoughts on this matter. A few things that I need to get out of the way first is that I'm just simply someone who is using this platform to make art and expand my portfolio. I'm not trying to grow popular or go viral or anything. I'm just here to have fun making content so people can enjoy it. Also, I feel like with this new policy that this channel could also be at risk, and I wanted to make my voice heard so that I can help spread awareness so that other people can say the same thing if they can. I'm also want to make something clear is that I'm not here to debate or change anyone's mind. I just simply want to share my thoughts on the matter. You're free enough to agree or disagree with me. That's up to you. Now, this will be the only time that I share my thoughts on this, so I'm not really going to continue making videos on this topic. This is not what this channel is for. I'm just here to make animation and fun content for you. But I feel like with this subject matter, I really needed to share my thoughts on this because of how important it may affect many people on this platform. So let's get into it. I'm just going to summarize what this new policy is that with the new laws in the USA, the UK, and Australia, and even the European Union, there has been a lot of online safety acts that have been passed. And one of them with YouTube is strictly meant to detect if you are over or under the age of 18. Now, on surface level, that may seem fine, but when we dive deeper into this, there is a lot more sketchiness going on. So, what this new policy of YouTube is going to be doing is that it will be using an AI bot that will look through your watch history and look at the content that you produce and determine based on that alone if you are over or under the age of 18. Now, still doesn't seem too bad, but this is where it gets really sketchy because if you were falsely deemed underage, you could reverse this claim by this AI bot, but you would have to provide proof of government ID, a credit card, or a selfie of your face to prove that you are over the age of 18. That already should turn you off. And all of that raises a ton of red flags from my point of view. So basically, what this is that if you are deemed under 18, YouTube is going to start putting some restrictions and limiting access and changing and taking away some of the things you can do on the platform. And if you are above the age of 18 based on this AI bot, you should be fine. This goes into a few points that I want to make. Number one, AI is inevitable at this point. We got to accept this. We're in a time where AI is still very new, but at the same time advancing so fast that it's going to at some point be implemented in every aspect of the society's life. So instead of just freaking out, we just need to accept it. How we respond to it is what matters, and that will be covered later. Another thing I want to mention is that we've had a similar controversy to this before. For those of you who were on the platform when YouTube was implementing the whole COPPA rule, that whole thing caused a crazy amount of controversy. But once it was implemented, it's nothing really happened. It's just life moved on. It didn't really affect a ton of people. It didn't burn the whole platform to the ground. It's just, it was simply fine. Now, I'm not saying that this new policy is going to be just like the COPPA move. In fact, I think it's much worse because of what this whole rule with giving your personal information to a group that doesn't know you, neither you know. And again, I think it's just an invasion of privacy. I'll emphasize that later. But I need to also share my thoughts on this bit is that I don't think that this is an entirely malicious move. I feel like that there are people who are implementing this policy at YouTube who do mean well. I've looked through a lens where I think not everything is bad. In fact, I feel like it is still a bit hard to see through this lens that, oh, it shouldn't be all bad. But I feel like there are some people at YouTube who do mean well with this. And I feel like we shouldn't attack everyone at YouTube for this. So now I'm going to get into my actual thoughts and concerns into this. I'm more taking this time to spiel and explain what the situation is. And also, I'm not scripting anything of this. This is all my raw reaction to it. I'd rather be authentic instead of writing something down. And also, if I may have said something wrong, I'm open to correction. Just be civil in the comments, please. So, the first concern I wanted to share is that one, AI has made mistakes before. Again, we're still in the new era that AI is being implemented in a lot of technologies, and companies are using AI in many new forms. And AI has made mistakes. Who's to say that this AI bot that YouTube is putting in the system cannot make mistakes? I think it would make mistakes. That's why I'm sharing this video. So, take for example, you get the 30-year-old man who's been watching YouTube for a long time, and this AI bot, based on what this person is watching, thinks that this 30-year-old man is under the age of 18, therefore putting all these restrictions on the channel just because of what this person is watching. And not even stopping there, if this guy wants to reverse that claim, he's going to have to give away personal information to an AI bot. That should be a huge red flag. It is totally an invasion of privacy. Another thing I need to also get off my chest is that who owns YouTube? Google. And what recently happened with Google as posting in this video? They got hacked. And in that hack, there were billions and billions of passwords leaked for public use. And I know a lot of people were affected by this. A lot of their passwords were compromised, and maybe their accounts might have also been compromised in whatever they used. It did not affect people in a positive light. And I feel like this new policy could bring in that same risk, because who's to say that Google getting hacked like it did recently won't happen again? If it happened once, it can happen again. So let's pretend, if you will, this in the future, they are using this policy. People are giving their personal information to YouTube, and all seems fine. But then Google suffers another hack, and all of those personal informations, selfies, people's faces, government IDs, and even credit cards are now out into the public, and hackers could be using it and totally compromising and screwing with people's lives. And I feel like that there are a lot of other problems that YouTube should deal with, specifically the amount of bot traffic in the website. A lot of the internet traffic nowadays is from bots. Especially in YouTube, you get all these bot comments that are leading people to porn. And that should be something that YouTube should address, not this. They should focus on getting rid of those bots instead of putting in an AI bot that would assume someone's age and then end up screwing with their whole profile in their channel. This could also affect animators. Now, I'm going to narrow down this whole range a little bit and address artists and animators directly. And I'm saying this because I am an animator, I have an animation channel, I'm an artist, and I use YouTube as my main source of my portfolio. Mainly because it is the free place to use. I don't have to pay a dime to post content or use a profile. But with this new policy that they're bringing in, it could really put a lot of animation channels and artist channels in jeopardy. And let me explain why. There is a false claim that animation is for kids. Animation is not just for kids. we have seen many instances that animation is in fact used for adults. Just look at shows like freaking Has Been Hotel or Hello Boss. That is a definite adult animated show. And then I'm going to use my own movie as an example, Shogun with a Shotgun. It's not made for kids. I have elements in there that shouldn't really be shown to kids. Like, for example, a guy's arm getting ripped off right in front of the camera. It is rather gory based for my style. And again, I was telling people that I know that I wouldn't recommend showing this to your kids. Heck, I even had a content warning at the beginning of the film telling people that viewer discretion is advised. Side note, if you haven't seen Shogun with a Shotgun, go check it out. I would recommend you seeing it. A lot of people have shared good words with it, and I recommend this movie for you if you want to have a good, fun 15-minute watch for an animated cartoon about samurais and guns. But I digress. Back to the point. AI could mistake animation for kids, and that could affect a lot of animation channels, taking away a lot of privileges that they've been given by the platform. Me specifically, and a lot of other small animators. And so I am not going to give my ID or personal information to YouTube because they think the content I watch and the content that I make is for kids. I even label all of my videos as not for kids. I can go on a tangent and just ranting and venting about this whole thing, but I'm pretty sure you are already aware of a lot of the main issues going on with this new policy, especially with how other people are reacting to it. Again, I just wanted to share my raw reaction and my thoughts out of the blue. So now we must ask ourselves, what now? Since this policy is inevitable and it's going to be implemented, what's the best way that we can make our voices heard? Well, one thing I could recommend is simply just not using YouTube. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. After posting this video on August 13th, I am going to be stepping back from using YouTube and taking a break. And I just want to do it in an act of protest because I know that this new policy is not just protecting the kids. It is a tool to have mass surveillance on massive amounts of populations, especially with the USA being one of the largest, if not the largest user base for YouTube. And so best way to protest is by simply not showing up, not going, not using the platform. In fact, YouTube thrives off of usage. So once YouTube sees that, hey, if enough people tend to just not use the platform, they're going to notice and they might end up bringing things back. This has happened before, where all these policies that YouTube has brought out have been shut down because people stopped using their platform. But another thing is I noticed that a lot of people tend to be using VPNs. When the UK introduced this Online Safety Act that's basically doing the same thing, but with all these other social media platforms, the use of VPNs and people downloading VPNs absolutely skyrocketed. And I wouldn't be surprised if the same thing happened in the USA. Is that I noticed that a lot of people are also looking at using Gmod as a tool to bypass the selfie, where basically they're feeding a picture of an Gmod NPC into the AI and tricking it. So, yeah, I plan on stepping away from YouTube for a little while, just to take a break. And also, I feel like for me personally, it's something I need to do. What can you do? I don't know. But I think the best way what you can do is just simply spread awareness, spread the word, and try not to be malicious or attack anyone. Protest peacefully. Protest with good intentions. Don't screw with people for this. I'm going to be working on other projects in the background. I'm writing my first film. I'm writing other things. I want you guys to see it. I'll give you updates later. But for now, I'll be stepping away for a little bit. So yeah, that's really all my thoughts that I wanted to share about this. I only encourage that you guys spread the word, share your thoughts too in the comments. Okay, I'm pretty much rambling on and on about this topic. You guys get the point. You guys get what I'm trying to say. So, hope you guys enjoyed watching. I appreciate you guys listening and hearing my thoughts. I just want to make my voice heard because I haven't really done that. So yeah, thank you to you, the viewer, for watching, and I hope to continue making content, and I hope to see you in the next video. Have a good one.